Oh, that's right, this is Thursday. They were closed down. I got it yesterday, that's right. Yeah, they were closed down. Yeah, we got ours yesterday.
Oh, man.
Don't quite get that, but that's okay.
Well, I found
It's
out,
now we know why they're losing money.
I found out from Robert, it's for an excursion into Texas to inform people about the Emancipation
That's
Proclamation.
Galveston, I think is where it was, yeah.
Because Lincoln's proclamation only freed the slaves in the north.
Great.
They didn't have to get free of them.
5 o'clock, have a pledge of allegiance followed by prayer.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we ask that you watch over us tonight as we do business for the town of Orleans. Please guide us and help us in all the things we do. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Okay, we don't have any guests to sign up.
Yeah.
Okay, I received the minutes of the May meeting. Is there any additions or corrections?
I read it, I make a motion, I vote to be accepted, approved.
I wasn't here.
I'll second that motion to have them. So all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We approve them.
I meant to tell you that Jim is sick. so-
Yeah, I think you told me that today when I stopped by, so. Okay, had all the reports, got the fire report, we have an application I saw. Do you have anything to add to your report?
I don't think so.
Okay, do you have any questions, John? Brandy, you want to say something about the applicant? I noticed you seen.
So it's Christy Garrison. Her and her husband own the coffee shop here on the corner. She was a dispatcher for a while. She's not anymore. Trying to get her husband to come on too, but he's a Paoli Cop. He's also the SRO for Paoli Elementary. So, but I think she'll make a great asset. She wants to get all of her medical certs before she gets her fire certs. She does have a medically frail son, and it would help her to have all that knowledge to be able to help take care of him in the long run. But she's in town most of the time, so when she's not here, she's at home. She's just out by Wesley Chapel Church. So
What's the ratio on firefighters and EMS people and firefighters?
right now, we're about even. But we've got several that are going to take the next Fire 1 and 2 class that are already medical. So right now, we're about equal.
Ronnie, what happens if there's a call at 10 o'clock in the morning when she's got her business
She's-
open? Is she gonna close her business?
She says she's got somebody there. She needs to leave. She can't. So
Well, that'd be very helpful, that's for sure. Okay,
When we was on the fire department, everybody was a business person.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not like that anymore, we don't have that many businesses.
I'll make a motion, she be approved.
Second.
Okay, we had a motion to approve her and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So we would love to have her join us.
the only other thing, that rescue, I'm having a hard.
I saw
Randy
that.
Messersmith from Five Star Diesel was my closest. He said absolutely not. He wouldn't touch it because it's commercial.
I've got somebody I'm gonna talk to tonight,
Okay,
and I will let you know.
okay. I got a number.
Andy Carver, too.
What's that?
You know Andy Carver?
I don't know Andy Carver.
He does a lot of diesel work.
I got a hold of Andy Thomas, but he told me.
Yeah,
no
he's
also.
down at Paola, yeah.
And I got a number from the Hoosier Fire Rep was here Tuesday, and I got a number from him also, but I haven't had a chance.
I got somebody I'll talk to tonight. I don't know if he'll do it, but he
Okay.
might.
Is it illegal to take that off?
No, the problem I'm running into is because, so it's a Duramax, just like it is in any Chevy pickup truck. The computer program for it, because it's a Kodiak, makes it a totally different program. And I don't understand all that, but that's what all these guys are telling me. It's got commercial programs in it and all, so I don't know. I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you.
Well, I'll check with him tonight. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Jim said it's sick. I noticed we have had a rash of break-ins is what I understand. And I know they're looking at it. He sent a thing, we're gonna maybe put something like that in the paper.
I put it out on social media and the radio stations.
in it there, but,
Yeah.
you can knock the window lights out too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, progress examiner.
No kidding. I'm sure it's the same.
Both
Same kids, whoever it is, I'm sure.
4x6 window.
No
Knock
kidding.
out both sides of it.
I noticed there's a window out of the tattoo shop. I wonder if it was broke or if he just
No.
did that because I know it's
It
for
was
sale.
broke, it was broke.
Oh, okay. All
That's an opportunity for somebody there. He's on sale or lease.
right. Okay. Anything else on the police department? Daniel, I read your report on the water. It sounds like if your reading is right, we're going to have a lot of our problems solved. If that reading is right that you
Yeah.
took.
Next month should be better, because that'll be a full month of everything. Like I said, I haven't got the trailer part done, we went to do it the other day, because I've got to change some parts out in it,
You got a long way to go to get down below 25%.
turned into a mess.
Well, if we're billing 5 million, that would get us below 25%, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking when I done the math, we were at 18% of that number, but I may be off.
I think so.
I think that'd be really close
I can't
anyway, yeah.
remember,
5 and 8, 5 versus 8. That takes a lot to get that. Hopefully that's it.
Uh,
Hopefully that's it. We haven't
Yeah,
found any big
Well, I-
leaks around.
yeah. One thing sure, even if it doesn't get 25%, that's gonna be a lot better than we are.
This is the year, we need to do some adjusting. If that is, you find mistakes, we need to adjust the past few months, because this is the year we have to have the official audit,
Okay.
water loss audit.
and I plan on, like, when, Lisa's gonna read tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to compare, it'll be next week before I can do it, for the data's in the system, but I'll try to compare her read days to what Keystone, what was it, Keystone, prints out, and see if there's any discrepancies there with totals.
Well, our July meeting, we ought to have some good figures then, so.
I did say, I was in the office the other day and I watched Lisa pull up my account, and she can tell when I run my washer, she can tell when I take a shower
Oh,
every day.
Is she able to look at you?
oh,
You got camera here.
Yeah, if you get up in the middle of the night, flush the toilet, we can see it.
It's
Not that we're
amazing.
looking, but we can see it.
Yeah.
And we call people, I mean, you know, we can, every day, we can tell if there's a leak, we call, she's got a list, and we call people every day.
well,
I think it's
that's good to
wonderful.
know, yeah.
That is wonderful for our community.
Is that just instant meter reading? Is that what they do? That's cool.
Continue.
Okay, anything else on water?
Yeah.
I noticed it was in the paper.
We got some kind of further clarification on the keeping up our lead service line inventory. I'm not gonna read it, it's a big long thing, but we are gonna be required to update. We're not gonna resubmit every time, we're gonna update the file that's already in 120 Waters files. And try to find, every time we find out what one is, it's unknown or it's changed and it's galvanized, requiring replacement, we will update that. And then every November, we have to send a letter from now to Doomsday, I reckon, informing the ones that's unknown that they are unknown. And then one of these days, there's gonna be some more rules and stuff come down about the replacement of the customer side and our side and so forth. So that's about all I mean, I need to say about it.
Okay. Wastewater, Scott's not here. Does everything seem to be running okay out there, Daniel?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Christopher was having trouble with the alarms coming to his cell phone. And so one of your guys, Irish or somebody, whoever, Josh, is that his name? Well, he was out there today and Christopher was talking to him about it. And Christopher's on his cell phone's on my plan. And he said, well, let's look in it. So he got my password and everything. He got in there. And a few months ago or sometime back, they had the thing come out supposed to block unwanted calls and stuff, you know, and I subscribed to it. Well, that thing blocked Christopher.
Blocked his call.
Blocked his phone. I mean, not his,
Yeah.
sewer plant, whatever the number that is. And blocked it. He unblocked it and everything working is fine now, so.
Don't do that again, John.
Heck, I didn't know I was gonna do
Well,
that.
do we need to, maybe the town should supply that.
Cell phone and take that over,
Maybe we just give him a
I
stipend.
don't think you need to do that. I mean, you don't do it for anybody else.
Okay. As long as it works, I mean, that's the thing.
Well, there's no problem with it working if you don't have the software in there and blocking it.
Okay. All right, quotes to replace the guttering, have we found both quotes?
We got two quotes now, and we have one, I think I sent you a copy of one from Sweetwater, and we've got the one from Summers Gut.
Refresh our memory on how much they are.
Daniel can take it.
Summers is $4,071.70, and Sweetwater is $3,250. And it didn't print out. I sent it to Robert. He just sent me a picture of the quote he wrote out, and it didn't print out good for
I
Hagelmeyer.
think it's the same.
The difference
Apples
is,
to apples.
the difference is on Sweetwater, he's gonna use 75 foot of our existing guttering units.
Yeah, he said there was some on the back of the shop he could just
He could use,
fix.
Summers is all new all the way through, so that's.
I would have it all new with them.
I would too. Yeah, I don't think we want to fix some of it. If we're gonna do it, I think it'll all be the same. That's my thought.
And that's $750, $700 difference.
How often does it gutter rust?
It should be aluminum, it shouldn't rust.
Aluminum shouldn't rust.
Now, we just put we had to fix all that roof and stuff, the tornado, I think it ought to be new gutter.
I do too. So which one's doing all the all new?
So,
Summers. Okay. I don't know who's who, but it doesn't matter, but that's the more expensive one, right?
Yeah,
Right.
about
I think we should do the new.
about $700. I'll make a motion, we'll give it to Summer.
All right.
Second.
All those in favor of Summers guttering doing all new, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right. Okay, pickleball, I did drive by them today, they're looking nice. Can't see my cares. We need a parking lot to there.
Can I have a couple minutes on that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I would like us to continue to get a price to replace a couple of those tiles on one of the corners to say, replace it with ISHAA State Champions Class 1A 2025, New Orleans Bulldogs. Okay?
Like some under the thing or separate.
Just like on the Bulldog. The Bulldogs
But maybe
are
the opposite corner or something.
Opposite corner, yeah. And you-
Both, two of them, one of them.
I just think one. I would just think one.
How much did them cost us?
They're about 2,000.
What's that? Oh,
The
yeah.
Bulldog.
Bulldogs about 2,200.
That was for both of them? Or one a piece?
I think it was for both, but honestly, I don't know
They
that.
weren't a piece of it. High price.
Yeah. But I'd like us to do that to recognize our state championship basketball team. You know, so.
And actually, when we got done, and part of the deal with that was we had to get it all laid out to see what tiles we needed done.
Sure.
But I think we've got some extra tiles. I think I can just send them back.
And get them to put the logo on
Get it
there.
printed.
I wish you'd do
Is that
that.
just painted on them things or is it actually colored?
Yeah, it looks like it's just painted. I mean,
Like
we may be able to get somebody that's come
attached
paint it.
on there somehow, the design is.
Will it wear off?
Probably over time.
But the advantage is you can replace the tiles and start anew. You don't have to.
Well, let's get a price on
I think, thank you.
And we're gonna, Daniel said we're gonna put concrete steps or sidewalk into it.
From-
Gravel it is.
from Second Street.
And we're gonna do some landscaping around
We've
and,
got the
it. I
lights.
did get some
in,
rule signs up too.
benches and lights.
Benches and lights.
Yeah, for right now, I just, I put some gravel down going to it, and we got some rubber like horse stall mats, and I just laid a couple of those so people, you know, I know people are, and they're probably walking on it now, you know, at least going in and checking it out, so.
Well, I did this afternoon.
Yeah.
so do we have the nets down there yet or?
Yeah, they were down there.
They are now, okay.
Yeah.
I really do think we should look at maybe some parking there. Keep it out of the street. Hey, doesn't cost nothing to look, and think about it, right? Doesn't cost a thing to think about it.
I
So
mean, behind it.
I would say to the west. You know, that's all vacant back that way anyway.
Right.
And we do have a lot of those chippings. I don't know where that makes very good parking or not. But we do have it. Just something to think about.
Doesn't be bad on this and down here for weeds.
But it may be, you know, like same as the ball field, people just pull in there and park anyway.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm afraid they are. And then it could just be muddy. So just maybe something to think about it.
The other thing I'd like to bring up is, I'd like, on the Fall Fest this year, if we get it to a point where it's done and it's really close to being done, I'd like us to have a first annual Fall Fest pickleball tournament.
Okay, there's no such thing as a first annual. There's an inaugural, but it can't be the first annual.
Okay, okay, inaugural Fall Fest pickleball tournament, and I'd like to take it to the chamber, board of directors, and see, you know, I think you could do that just like you do the golf tournaments. And it would be a
The
fundraiser.
sponsors of the Fall Fest will be the ones, which is Chamber, isn't it?
Chamber is,
Yeah.
I think they'll be the one that takes care of it.
You know, that's something that maybe some of the people that like to play pickleball might be willing to.
Be on committee for you.
be on a committee or whatever. But I'd like the chamber, if the council would approve it, then take it to the chamber and see what they want to do.
Yeah, I don't have any objections to the chamber having a tournament, no. I think that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I think the parking though, I mean, how many people can play at a time? 4 people?
Well, if there's,
Eight.
Bobette, yeah, I was gonna say Bobette, when they play out at,
I mean,
whatever, there's four of them on the court at the same time.
Okay, so that'd be 8 people
Yeah.
there.
If everybody drives separately, it'd be 8 cars. And then you've got all the people that come to watch this. I mean, think of all the people that just drive in just to watch
Park around
everybody.
there, you're not gonna keep them double gates open, are you?
No.
If you park around there, it's gonna be, they gotta walk completely around the place.
True.
I think it's not going to, street parking fine, but talk about it.
And we'll talk to Nikki about some rule signs. I need to
I don't
look.
think y'all
What are the
have
rules?
food drink inside,
No,
except maybe water, somebody might want to have all the water.
I need to
No
look.
glass containers.
Has French Lick got signs up on Paul, Peter Maker? Rules on there.
Just
Bedford did.
caution
I
wet.
took a picture of a bunch of them.
You'll have the pictures.
Probably, and I sent them to you too.
I got about 9,000 pictures on here.
I think the main thing you need to post is hours of play.
Right.
When, because you don't want somebody, I mean, obviously till we get lights up,
Are we
but
gonna
they don't
put
need to
lights
go out
up?
there and play at 6 a.m.
You think we'll be putting lights up?
Yeah, we talked about solar, solar lights.
Okay, is there anything else on the pickleball? Okay, building, planning administrator, told me.
I do have one other thing.
Oh, okay,
The
I'm sorry.
fountain, the fountain people are supposed to be here July 7th.
Okay.
Start the install on that.
Have we done something to the inside of it yet?
Not yet. I need to get it coated, but Can't get 3 or 4 days.
For some reason, I thought the other day I saw you there. I thought maybe that's what.
They were power washing sidewalk and stuff. And then we've got to back out the whole vault, so we're getting that done the next week or so.
Anything else? Toby, you got anything?
We was talking about all the property cleanup and stuff that we got going on.
Right.
We was talking about a while ago. I mean, I'm all for going ahead and proceeding to court. One thing I think that would be a good idea for us to do, you know, we've got Amy Mills in there right now. We've got that one sitting there. If we can do something with that one, figure out what we can do with that to push
What do we
that
have
court
with the
order.
courts on that?
I mean, what do we need to do on that to get it now, as far as for us to be able to actually be able to go in there like we talked about?
I mean, we've got a court order that said if she didn't have it cleaned up, we're allowed to go in there and clean it up, so.
So we don't have to take anything back to the judge. There's nothing got to be done other than just tell them that,
Okay.
I mean, you need to, what I would do is decide when you're gonna do it, and we'll send her a notice that we're gonna be entering your property on such and such a date and time to remove, the unwanted debris or whatever she's in
Where do you
violation of.
Where do you stop?
we
Well, I
told her
mean, you
to
know,
report
some
anything on
common
the outside of
sense.
the house.
Well, you know, use some common sense.
Yeah.
And then I would definitely document it.
Because there's gonna be out there, I mean,
It's gonna take a couple of dumpsters to get all that off.
it's gonna take at least two, maybe three.
Hopefully you'll take a picture before you start and a picture during the process.
Oh, yeah, it'll have to be, I mean, as we go along, and I mean, that's.
I guess. Are we gonna hire somebody?
That was going to be my next question, because I've never, you know, we've done some things with a little bit of cooperation, but I've
Yeah.
never.
See, that's what I don't know, I mean, if we
Actually
could go in there.
So I would coordinate with law enforcement, with our town marshal's office, and set a date and a time when you're gonna enter there, and tell me when that is, and I'll send her a notice. Get your dumpsters lined up and all that, but we can either do it ourselves, or we can hire somebody to do it.
See, that's what I didn't know, but if we could hire somebody to do it, it might be better for the town. I don't know that's, you know,
I don't disagree. I think we should hire somebody.
I think it needs to be somebody besides our people,
Yeah.
because that's gonna create, that's gonna create problems down the road, I'm afraid.
Does that become a lien on the property going all in?
Once we get the cost of it, then we go back to court and have a damages hearing, and then, yes, that becomes a lien on the property.
One that can be applied to the tax rolls?
No, it's not applied to the tax rolls, it's just a judgment.
So the only thing you do is prevent sale of it, or unless the buyer accepted it or something.
Well, see, it's gonna tie it up, because according to what the two of them told me down there, we talked about it, her contract on there, because it gets paid off in November, I think she said, at the current schedule, it'll be paid off in November, so that'll tie it up so that, for that to actually be deeded over, somebody will have to pay for it, is that correct?
No, they'll just deed it over, and they'll just be subject to the judgment.
It'll just still be
Okay.
subject to it, so it won't stop them from deeding it over. That judgment will just go with
The land.
the land. Okay, okay, that's
Okay,
good.
this is a suggestion.
Mhm.
How about if we tell them on August 1st, we're going to get it, we'll be bringing people in to clean everything up. That's given 30 days.
That would be my,
That's given 30 days. Then we get quotes or find somebody.
yeah, that gives us time
Find
to get it.
somebody. Can we go to them and say, this is what we're going to do on August 1st, and this is what we're going to remove? Then that gives them 30 days. If there's any of that stuff they want to haul off on their own or whatever happens. Can we do that? Would that make
Sure.
sense to do that?
See, I've talked to which I don't know.
And then maybe we just give Toby where you can go find someone, talk to somebody, get a quote or a price, and take them and say, we want to get this, and this is all going to be hauled off. They can figure how many dumpsters they need, if it's one or two, and whatever their time is, and then that'll be the price that we'll have it done for. They'll know it'll be on August 1st, and they can do whatever they want between now and August 1st.
Yeah.
What's everybody's thought? That's just my thought.
I think that's the best way to do it.
John, what do you
I
like?
thought it's a big mess.
It is a big mess. But would you be okay with doing it that way?
I don't know what choice you got, if we've already got a court order to do it.
Okay. Randy, what do you think?
I think we just make sure we have law enforcement there
Yeah,
at the time.
and that's what I'm
that'll be
thinking.
covered.
But you might even, I think we should tell them what we're doing and show them what we're gonna have removed. And you probably ought to have the policeman go with you whenever you do that.
Right.
And just say, here's where we're at, and this will be happening on August 1st, which is a Friday. Or if you think another day's better, I don't
We
care.
make it, and we just make it work for that way, so it would.
And then
be
find
on-
someone that
Yeah,
got,
and we can do it.
got a backhoe, or however they wanna do it, and we'll haul it off.
Because what I told them before, we talked about, and I said, it's even the stuff that's sitting on the porch, you know, they did have it, I mean, it was completely walled up solid before with the same stuff.
When I went by it the other day, it appeared they'd moved some stuff off the porch.
They have cleaned up. I mean, I give them credit. They have done some. But, you know, this has been going on, you know, I've been talking to them for 15 months. You know, I started talking to them in 14. It's been a year ago in April, first time I had contact with them. And that was when we started on that. And I told them and, you know, give them, you know, I've talked to them several times, but we didn't have anything to put teeth into it to say, hey,
Does
now
that
we do.
sound fair? I mean, legally fair and, okay.
What kind of shape does it have to be left in when you get done?
I mean, there's no real, I mean, you know, obviously, you don't want to do as little damage as possible, but, you know.
We're just hauling off stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go in there if it's wet. but-
No, and that's one thing, no, I'd be absolutely not. I mean, that's not gonna be, that we're gonna go in there and tear up property to take it out. It'd have to be a hot, dry day, you know.
Is that okay if we proceed with that? Do we need a motion to do that? What?
I mean, you just need a, I mean, just, somebody needs to get bids
Okay. Well,
and coordinate the dumpsters.
okay. And just, I think I would coordinate with one
We'll go over
person.
there, I'll get, because Jim and Roy, we've all talked about it, you know, the two of them and doing that, I'll get one of them to go with me.
That's giving them,
Just say, hey,
that's another 40 days out, so
This
they
is
got
where
plenty of
we're at.
time to understand what's
and
going
that,
on.
you know, that what's, you know, you can get rid of everything you want to, and it will be anything on the outside of the house that's, you know, that's not part of the.
And if we get to that point, then all of a sudden, stop that.
What did we say to them when the court order was issued?
So May 2nd, they were ordered to clean up and make the necessary improvements to the real estate. If the defendant fails to clean up and make the necessary improvements on or before May 31st, 2025, Town of Orleans by town employees or contractors shall be allowed to enter the premises of the real estate with the presence of law enforcement officer located at 216 North 4th Street, Orleans, to clean up and make the necessary improvements. The Town of Orleans may collect the cost of doing so from persons having interest in the premises.
That's pretty clear.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so let's proceed with that.
And with what we've got here on these others, you know, I think if we proceed and we go down the same avenue that we went on those, because we've got the ones over there, I mean,
Those three, something.
Well, we've got 3 properties here
Yeah.
we would like to proceed the same way. I think the first thing we'd have to go to court, correct?
Well,
we get the stuff where we notify them.
I need to see where we notify them.
And we'll do all that, even if we have to do it again,
Yeah, but
to make it,
if a certified mail comes back, then send law enforcement to serve it.
and I think that they have been, I mean, Jim's took some of these over there, you know, and that we've had, well, like over here, I mean, Jim's been over with us and doing things, and, you know, and that's not a problem, because he'll do it the next day, you know, so.
There's actually 4 properties
If-
there.
Uh,
Yeah,
There's actually 4 properties there.
Okay, I just have 3 here in front of
well,
me.
you got the one on Stetson, the 2 on Jackson.
I got 2 on Jackson and 1 on Liberty.
Yeah, that's, okay, Stetson and Liberty, we got that one, and then we got, which we're already, I guess you got the ones, for I said Scott Carr, you've already started on that one, haven't you? Yeah, you've got it.
If you send me where you sent them a notice and they didn't clean it up, that's when I start my process.
Okay.
But like, people send me pictures, I don't know, I mean, I don't know if that could be the White House. I mean, I need the paperwork, I need the paperwork that's sent.
Yeah,
Well, we've got these three properties here,
right.
and the fourth one, whatever. Let's move forward with them. Let's get everything to John Paul, and we'll proceed just like we have with the one we've got.
Well, if we've got this one set up and we do that one in August, then because the ones I've got, we've done, then I'll just have, because we'll just go notify them as with an officer. We'll just start, and so that it's all, everything's current. Because a lot of this stuff, we've notified them umpteen times and we went out, but it's been over time. It's, some of it's several months old.
Well, let's go right through the
So
proper
this-
procedures and get them straight to John Paul.
And then we'll take it right straight there, so we'll have 4 right off the bat.
Everybody okay with that?
So those notices you sent, were they supposed to be here tonight if they wanted to contest it?
No, this is ones we've done it over the last several months. That we had. The one Scott Carr, yeah, he was supposed to be here last month and didn't show up.
Oh, okay, I remember.
So those have been there. We've got 2 or 3 up there, because I said right now, the ones that we already had started on that part of it, Scott Carr, Tom Henderson, and then
I
down
know
on.
Tom.
Yeah, Tom
Tom, we've
Henderson.
already talked to him, and then
We've got that.
Amy.
Scott Carr's the one we had a hearing on, and he didn't
He
show.
didn't show up.
Yeah, but I think that one's just brand new, right? He didn't show last month, and we just filed it.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one that just.
Yeah, who else?
That's
And
one
then-
that should have
and then-
went.
And then this one we just talked about.
The one we did, because I've got those, and because Tom Henderson, because we've got 2 right now that are supposedly working on their,
Okay, let's,
you know,
do we need to have, where they come here? Do we have to do that first?
So the process is Toby sends them a notice
Right.
of violation. Toby sends them a notice of violation. They have an opportunity to come in front of the council and discuss it. And then we give them a certain time to clean it up. And then if they don't do that,
Then we do a
then
report.
if Toby sends me that paperwork, then I can either send them another letter or just file an ordinance violation.
So these three people have not been notified to come here yet,
which
right?
one,
I'm talking about the 2 Jackson properties and the Liberty Road property.
no.
Okay, well,
The-
let's move forward,
The
have them.
Liberty Road, he'd been notified, but it's been some time ago.
Well, let's forget what has happened in the past. Let's get all these notified, and as far as I'm concerned, we can have them at the July 17th meeting. I think it's 17th.
That one on Liberty is in foreclosure, I believe. I don't know what that makes a difference or not.
It just, we don't get any response.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
If we can
it's
do
in
that,
limbo.
perhaps, have them for the July 17th.
Year, didn't,
Oh, yeah,
a year ago,
because
did we have
the
a guy
ones
here
that
that we gave him 60 days to take catty corners from this property we're talking about?
The only meeting I remember is the car.
He owned.
David Hopper, yeah.
He owned property too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been a year ago, but, yeah. He actually had 1 year on that, if I remember right, which would have been in September.
David
I don't
Hopper,
No, wait, he didn't have 1 year, he had 1 year working on his building permit.
Yeah, that's
Didn't have
true.
nothing to do with cleanup.
Yeah, that's true.
But he was supposed to tear that house down.
Yeah.
but I think if we get this one, and this one's coming through, I think if people see
Well, that's why I
that
want
we
to get
need
these,
to do it,
that's why I want to get these 3 people at the next meeting if we can. Does that sound okay with everybody? Yeah. And let's do that, and then we'll find some more. Is that okay? We move forward like that?
I'm good.
Okay.
Not to beat on this, but just something I'd add, we set the dumpsters, we set one at Tom Henderson's and we set one down there by Anthony Armstrong's. Yesterday, Roki accidentally picked that one up. They were supposed to pick one up on Harrison and it was full, but I don't intend to put anything back because a month will be Wednesday.
Okay.
Next week. And it was full, and there's still end table, you know, there was, last I was over, there was 2 end tables or something sitting there.
I don't think they used it, don't they?
No, I mean, literally all they had to do is walk out. They've been sitting out there since the week after cleaning.
Yeah. Well,
And
I think if we'll move forward on these 3 for the next meeting, and at that time, we'll get started on that property, the one that where Pete Hawkins had, the house is no good.
You're talking about David Hopper.
Yes.
I don't know for sure who it is, but it's where Pete Hawkins lived.
He bought it, or that lady came in and said she bought it.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, I remember.
Sound good to everybody? Let's do it. Okay, there's nothing else on that. Amend the town employee handbook. I really didn't see much that we were amending there, but I assume there
Just
was something.
updating the language and making
I
sure
think
that,
this thing about the police, the cars ought to be in there.
well,
Oh, thank you, John. I think we need to have Daniel's vehicle added to that.
We can't add it to that one unless we change the wording in it,
Yeah.
if it's police only.
Could we just add,
Talk to that guy.
could Daniel's truck, we would like to add it to the same plan that the police have to take home.
I wouldn't suggest that.
You wouldn't suggest,
No.
could we do it
Leave the
separately?
police separate.
Okay,
If you want to make a policy
okay,
for the, because you're the only one that has a take-home
Yeah.
truck, right?
Right.
I would make a separate policy. I wouldn't lump it in with
could you do that for us then?
that. That's under the fire chief though, right? Isn't that what yours is the fire, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a policy for that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's probably something we ought to come up with. Looking, because that's what we kind of did with Jim.
Yeah.
Jim looked at other departments and saw what he liked and did that. So Ronnie, if you want to look, and Daniel, if you want to ask some other
What
superintendents.
we have for the police works really good for Daniel, so if we could call.
Right, yeah, but I mean, I think they ought to be separate.
Yeah, okay,
Because the police department kind of falls under a whole different.
Okay.
I mean, it might kind of be more with yours, but if you guys want policies on those vehicles, then we ought to just do them separate for the fire chief and the town
well, let's
superintendent.
do that.
Yeah, and if you guys want to look and see what other places with Daniel, I'll look and see, some places. Come up with something, sure.
I don't know if they necessarily need to be in the handbook, but those policies would be.
So-
Oh,
policies
Something
of record.
separate,
Yeah.
yes, okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
It'd be, well, I mean, like, the police department, it's their SOP. You know, what their policy is on all of that. So probably for the fire department too. I mean,
I'm in the process of writing new SOPs.
right. So I'd put in that SOP, and then like Daniel's, I mean, it's not a handbook issue. It's just more of a,
Policy.
kind of like our cell phone policy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, something like that. Right.
The amendments to the town handbook, was everything good with that?
Is that all what we talked about, exactly, all that green down at the bottom? On vacations and everything?
How to handle that with the police, and then there's some updating things.
We didn't have it right to start with, I just wondered if we got straightened out.
On maternity leave, there's some new legal thing as far as people taking maternity leave, how that's
Well,
going.
I mean, at least they have a baby, you got that.
Right.
So, I would make a motion that the item was marked in green in the draft that we were sent to be approved to be added to the personnel policy.
I'm seconded.
All right, all those in favor of amending the town employees handbook, say aye.
Aye.
By opposed? Okay. Other old business. Last meeting, we talked about seeing if the band was okay moving the thing. slow down.
They are absolutely in favor of it.
Okay.
I contacted recycling to ask them to put up a temporary container for the band parents and also for our cardboard right next, what's the name of that street? Lincoln, is that
Adams,
Adams Street, right there?
I thought we had decided not to do cardboard right now.
I thought we did, so.
I don't think that's what the minute said.
I don't think it ever got, we discussed it, but I don't think it ever voted.
Well, I'd make a motion, we put a container up for recycling for cardboard.
I have, but I will say this, if it becomes a mess, I will be one of the first to say no.
I don't disagree.
Will they,
Whereabouts is it gonna be?
Daniel, where's your thoughts on it?
Probably just off the west corner of that building, depending on the size, if it's small enough, we've got 6 feet between the road and the building. If it's small enough, we can get it in.
I think that'd be great if it was right
Yeah.
there. That would be perfect, I think.
Well, that's what I presented
Yeah.
to the recycling. So I don't know when they're gonna bring the recycling bins.
Okay.
Was one way and that guy picks up post office, would they pick it up?
I'm sure it'll be that great.
It's the recycling people take care of it, so I don't know who does that.
Terry
Well,
Cornwell,
Schellenberger
yeah,
and some other guy picks up all
they pick up,
from the post
they
office.
run a route.
I'm sure they pick that. I mean,
And it would be cardboard only, correct?
Cardboard only, that's all they ask for.
And it needs to be slit and flattened.
Yeah, broken down, yeah, I figured that, yeah. Well, I think it's great if it works. If it doesn't, it'll be just like what I would expect with recycling.
And the school is going to build another container for their metal cans in that same location
They need to
after
have,
school starts.
they need to check with Daniel, make some measurements.
Yeah, because it'd be really nice if it was there that side.
If it's 6 foot, it's gonna be on the curb.
Yeah, that would be best. without any
And
question.
that's a road that it's hardly,
Yeah.
it's been closed my whole life. So
Yeah.
not very many people even go down.
Right. So
So
we
a
have,
lean-to thing on the side of our building would be the best, rather than a separate building.
Pretty nice they put it down on Marley Street off the school building.
Well, that's what somebody else said, why it's not on school property.
You're talking about the band stuff. Well, that's between the band and the school,
that's right.
so.
You can only find so many bags.
I have had several people ask me if they was gonna get rid of it because they didn't like it there with the new mown-on, picturesque. And were they gonna do away with the horse things?
Yes, all that needs.
I don't think they are.
Well, the Springers act like they were gonna do some movements.
They may change it, but when I talked to Daniel, it was gonna be, the viewing site was gonna be where the metal cans are at. And we were gonna have a little fence around it,
The horse would be right in front of it.
right on the side of it, on the east
I
side.
thought, I was understanding the horse was going to be.
No, I don't.
There was, initially, there was some discussion.
Be tied to our fence.
God,
So then we tied to
I mean, the tie-up is for the chiropractor, right?
Right.
Right.
I think it'd be a good touch, because there's cows and pigs painted on there already, and you have live horses in front of it, that'd be a good touch for the whole thing.
If you don't get live, you at least get the smell.
Okay, well,
Okay,
Anyway.
I'll back up. If you're going to put it right there, and the recycling people are gonna pick it up each week, I would change my vote to say yes.
well, I don't know they're gonna pick it up each week, but I don't know how it operates. I
They pick
really
mine
don't.
up every week, and
Okay.
it's post office. The post office puts theirs inside my building.
I could talk to Tom Bostic about it.
I think it would
Warren
fit there.
Schellenberger
They
and
pick up, they run a route.
Warren
I think they have a
Schellenberger and
right.
John Mayer are in charge of it. Tom's not in charge of anything.
I've known John for 40 years, so I think he probably will put this.
I'm sure it will. If he gets some cardboard, that's
Well,
one thing to make him money.
That's what, when they were here, they
They're
said, the only
taking
thing that makes
glass
money
now.
was cardboard.
They're taking glass now.
Where they're making the bulk
They
of
can
the
never
money.
take cartons.
Well, the county bought him a crusher.
Well, I think we'll stick with cardboard for right now.
Anyway, that's
Okay.
update. The update on the actual mural itself. We are $975 short of $60,000 for what the contract was with August. So we're looking for $975 somewhere. But I think that it is remarkable that our community has done so
What
well.
was the grant for?
Well, the contract was originally for like 72, and then he scaled it back to 60.
But I mean, I thought we had a grant to pay for something.
We have a grant from Orange County Tourism. We have a grant from Indiana Department of Tourism.
Well, how much did
We put, tourism put 25,000.
Okay,
And
so,
then, how much have we raised? Jasper put, I think Jasper put
Yeah,
5,000.
Riverview this week.
I just wonder how much we were, between the grant and what we had to raise, what was the?
I don't remember what, Indiana, I don't remember what.
I'm just trying to get $975.
Ah,
If you want to donate, it'd be okay. And there's a
I'll
place
let you
on,
know next week.
Orange County Foundation has a crowdfunding.
Online.
Online you can donate, so. And we've kind of decided we're gonna recognize people on a plaque that have donated 500 or more. So we recognize that. But anyway, we're
You
$975.
can get your name on a plaque.
Yeah. But Adam Long tells me that as of June 30th, he will be done, and the high lift is gonna go away, and he'll be done.
But for people to understand it, the deal that we made with the tourism for that was it has to stay for 10 years. And there is a provision in the contract that Adam has to come back as needed to do some touch-up. So it's not that that's completely done, it's that there'll be something down the road where he may have to come back and do some work.
So when we're gonna do the concrete?
We're kind of waiting for the containment.
Redevelopment.
I thought we were,
Putting that concrete thing
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
We were kind of waiting, but we can't put the concrete down until we get the metal done, and we can't get the metal taken away until we get the thing.
Yeah, so we're kind of.
So there you are.
but just so that's in the, but we're working.
Yeah,
on
it's
it.
working.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha,
yeah.
okay. All right. Nothing else on that, budget for it?
Just let you know that I'll be meeting with all the department heads and we'll be putting together kind of our plan for next year as far as spending plans. But anyway, that'll take up much of July and August to be working on budget prep. I'll just let you know. And I do have one more thing. The chamber has asked permission on July the 12th. Steve Sudreth and his buddies are wanting to do a tractor show downtown, and the chamber is going to sponsor. We'd like permission to use this square, part of the square for the tractor show on July the 12th.
Is that on Saturday?
We're gonna have to close the roads or
Maybe the one way may have to close.
close the one way.
They're gonna unload up here at Springer's at the grain bin, and they'll use our lot to kind of unload.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
While we're at that, if I can find a picture.
Did you guys all get my email about the CFA one, you form your
Yeah.
committees?
Matter of fact, I got one. I printed yours off and brought it to Robert. I think I've got it. I was sent the picture of these. These were up in Indianapolis. But they use the real portable to block off roads. I really think we need to start looking at if we're gonna keep shutting that street down. Said they just roll them out and spread them out. And that's what they used up around, Gainbridge during the Pacers games. And I don't know how much they are, I don't know anything about them, but I think it would behoove us to at least look at the price of something like that.
You think we ought to bear those costs?
No.
Well, actually, I'm kind of thinking maybe we should, and the reason is because it's not just, we do it, like talking about that doing a tractor thing. We do it for a lot of different things. We had the car show, and I tell you, coming off this highway and turning that way, this is my thought. It won't cost anything to find out how much they cost.
We can check into that. Will you send that to me, Johnny?
Yeah, here, can you send it to yourself? But Greg sent me that. He said he watched them put them out. He said they were just easy as could be to roll out and in. And I mean, I wouldn't care if someone helped pay for it, but we have more things than just them. So if we have somebody get run over coming down that street, we're gonna be liable. We're gonna be liable if we have them down. Well, since you're on TV, you don't say nothing anymore.
I'll learn. I'll figure it out.
But anyway, it won't cost anything to find out how much they cost.
I think that's a great idea. Let's find out how much it costs.
We'll find out the cost.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't be cheap.
We need to keep in mind, time coming up and expenses that we're gonna lose some lead income. We'll spend it over the next 4 or 5 years.
Okay,
Unless you want to levy some new taxes on the people here.
for a dollar. Okay. You guys got anything else? We got some sewer adjustments?
Robert, did you send out the SRO? I finished that. I think Heather emailed that. Did you guys get it?
I'd say along to Mr. Ellis to take to the school.
Okay. Did the council see it?
I think it didn't have a copy of it.
I thought so. I just didn't
I'll
know.
double check.
I'll make a motion, we approve the claims and the sewer adjustments.
All right,
Second?
then a motion sewer adjustment, sign our claims, all in favor, say aye. By opposed? Pay our bills. We didn't have any resolutions, I guess.
I would make a motion. We adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
all right, motion adjourned, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
You guys like to see the layout, what she's putting on the car.
I don't believe I've ever seen you so.
Read through the batteries.
Yeah.
It's good.